Hello, ladies and gents. Today we're going to be doing the study guide. So we're on page 1 of the Unit 3 study guide. All right, so choose from the transformation being displayed. So there's only one type that you can use, either translation, which is a slide, a rotation, which is a turn, or a reflection, which is a flip. So make sure that you're checking the right box. A lot of people get reflection or rotation backwards because they see the R and they just forget which one they're checking. So be careful. All right, so this one is a slide. So that would be a translation. This one, it flipped over, so that is a reflection. Okay, now we have to read the words. A transformation that turns every point of the pre-image through a specific angle and direction around a fixed point. So blah, blah, blah. I saw the word turn. I'm pretty sure this is a rotation. When I read it over again, I really feel it's rotation, and it is. And then this one is another flip. So that's reflection again. All right, so those are pretty simple, pretty easy right there. All right, now let's go to number 2. Okay, asymmetry. So this was vocabulary from page 1. Asymmetry is a transformation that preserves size and shape. Okay, and rigid motions is the exact same thing. So basically, all corresponding sides are congruent. Okay, so I'm going to zoom in just a little more right there. All right, so all those words, basically, when you have asymmetry or rigid motions, they will always be congruent. All right, so what's congruent? What's always congruent? The size and shape. So basically what you're saying is this shape, so what the old shape was, is the exact same thing as the new shape. That will always be true. They are always congruent. That's what we're saying. So always, 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 always. All right, just as a little reminder here, translation is a slide, reflection is a flip, and rotation is a turn. Okay, so these are the 3 things that we're going to be talking about. Those are 3 things that we're going to be talking about. All right, so now let's go down to number 3. Remember, if you're taking these notes, feel free to pause. Feel free to play this faster. The goal is not to finish this as quickly as possible. The goal is to get a refresher before the test. So make sure that you copy this down, but are understanding what's going on. Very important. Okay, so on this one, given the vertices, so we need to practice actually writing this down. So we want all these letters. So here's the center. So you might want to go ahead and darken your axis lines right off the bat, or maybe you want to do it later where the 2 arrows met. Maybe put like a little X here so you know that that's your center. Maybe that's what you want to do. So I'm just going to go ahead and darken my axis lines now with my green highlighter or green marker, whichever you prefer. Okay, so we have positive 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, positive 1. Okay, and that's our D. Okay, 8, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so X, Y. So anytime that you have a 0 in the coordinate, please put X, Y on it. That I've been seeing that mistake everywhere. So X, Y, so that means it's going to be the numbers with the X, so that means it's going to be on the X axis. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, comma 0, so there is the letter E. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 down. So that's F. And then 1, 2, 3, and then down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and that's our G. And then I take my straight edge, I connect the dots. Okay, so this is the original. I'll put a little O here so I know that that is my original shape. Okay, so now I'm going to change colors. Okay, and they said to go, we're going to translate. So we're going to move this -11. So go back 11 and then up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's my new D. Okay. I'm going to blink before I start counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and then up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And please note that D to E is still a 2x1 kind of triangle. Okay, so that was my E. Make sure you're putting down the letters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and then up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's your G. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's your F. And then you would connect the dots. Okay, so does this look like the same shape as before? Yeah, everything has still the same dimensions. To get from D to E, it's still a 2x1. So everything is still the same size. All right, so this is my new answer right there. Okay, and then we would take the time and write down the coordinates. All right, so D is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's -5. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we need to make sure that you're entering -5 into one box, and in the other box, you're just putting a 5. Do not put a +5. If you put, so it would look like this. If you put a +5, it will be marked wrong, okay? So don't put +5, just put 5. You gotta make it as pretty as possible. All right. Okay, and then we do the same thing with E. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. So -3, +4. Okay, and it's your job to do the rest, okay? All right. All right, so number 4. Okay, so number 4, we're going to be plotting these points. Now, be mindful, if they're only going to be asking you for 1 point, only do that 1 point. So if all we asked you for was J, for instance, if I only ask you for J, then guess what you should only plot? J. Don't waste your time with the other points. You will actually get this done a lot faster. So if they only asked you for 1 point, just plot that 1 point and worry about just that 1 point. Okay, so let's go ahead and plot these points here. So here's my center. I'm going to go ahead and darken my axis lines just to stay a little more organized. All right, so -2, +3, 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to pretend for a minute that that's all I'm looking for. It's just this. Okay, so if I only asked you for J, all right, so I'm just going to plot J, nothing else. All right, so I'm going to go, it said -2, -6. So go back to 1, 2, down 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And there's my answer. All I have to do now is write down that final answer. All right, where's that location? -1, 2, 3, 4. So -4, 1, 2, 3, -3. And I'm done. That's it. If they only ask you for that 1 point, only do that 1 point. But this is our study guide. We're just going to get a lot of practice with this. So let's just keep going. All right, so let's go ahead, go backtrack for a second. Let's go and plot all the points. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is my K. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and -1. There is my L. Okay, so I grab my straight edge, connect the dots. All right. Okay, so we're going to take each coordinate. We're going to go back to down 6. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's my K. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And there's our L. All right, let's connect the dots. So here's our new answer. That looks legit, doesn't it? All right, so where are those coordinates? So, okay, so K. So look at K. Is this on the x-axis or the y-axis? That is on the y-axis. So x comma y. So this is it 0, 2, or is it 2, 0, negative 2, or negative 2, 0? That's the question. X, y. This is on the y-axis, so the negative 2 goes with the y. So it's this answer, not this one. So 0, negative 2. All right, and where is L? And remember, we're focused on our red. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's positive 4. And then down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So negative 7. And there's your answer. All right, let's go ahead and go to page 2. We're going to go ahead and go to page 2. All right, so page 2. All right, so on page 2, all right, so on page 2, here's the picture. So we want to know, how do you get from one to the other? All right, so you see where it has a little apostrophe? So I'm going to shade that in red. So what we want to do is, how do you get from white to red? So white is the original to red. So how did I start from white to get to red? All right, so if I pretend that this is 0, 0, did I go left or right? You always want to know, did you go left or right first? Then you go up or down. So I would have to go left. That's a negative. So that's negative 1, 2, 3. And then went up 1. So 1. So how do you type that into the computer? So if you, there will be open boxes right here. So it will look like x plus and a box, and then y plus and a box. So you would need to type in a negative 3 and then just the number 1. So you'd have to type in negative 3 and just the number 1. If you type in negative 3, that's correct, and a plus 1, that will be marked wrong. Okay? So that will be marked wrong because of this. You can't put a plus 1, it's just the number 1. So make sure you're mindful of that. Okay, so let's go to number 6. Okay, so very important, you know which way you're going. Are you going from the left to the right or right to the left? It all depends which one had the prime on it. Okay, so this one has the little prime. That's the image. That's the new thing. So remember, I want to know, how do I get from the white one to the red one? That's the question. How do I get from white to red? How do I get from the old to the new? Okay, so it doesn't matter what point you choose. We want to pick something that's most out of the way. So like if I do R, I want to go left or right first. So, I would actually hit this picture. So a lot of people accidentally go up, gotta go left or right first. So R, if we used R, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's double check that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, that's 7. So 7. And then, so that's positive 7, so 7. And then you would go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that'd be 7, 5, and that's it. So went over 7, up 5. So maybe T would have been our better way to do that. So we go, so that's positive 7, and then a positive 5, right? So you can see that a little better. I'll do that. Positive 7, positive 5. Okay, so 7 and 5. That's how you would type in that answer. 7 and 5. All right. Okay, now we're about to do reflections. So let's do a little recap on how these pictures would look. Now, I know you guys know where the X and Y axes are. That's pretty simple. X and Y axis, you guys know those. So off to the left side, let's go and write those down. If I had, okay, so the X axis and the Y axis. Okay, so the X axis is this right here. And there's another name for that. that would be y equals 0. That's another name. X-axis is the better choice. So if you had to choose between these two, you would go x-axis. But another name for that would be y equals 0. But another name for that would be y equals 0. Let's do another one. The y-axis. That would be up here. Because every time you walk in the classroom, you go, why God, why am I taking math? So we have the y-axis, and another name for that would be x equals 0. The y-axis is the better name for it, but you need to recognize that x equals 0 is another name. It's another possibility. But y-axis is the better name. Okay, so now, okay, so this right here, x equals -3. So here's the x-axis, and here's 1, 2, 3. So here's -3. Now, how did we smack that? We would smack the table or across the face. That would be smacking the table. So it would look like this. So that is the reflection line. All right, how about y equals 2? So here is the y-axis. Here is +2. Would we smack the table or across the face? Across the face would be the answer. So it would look like this. All right, now the y equals +x. Okay, so if you want y equals +x, you don't want an actual plus sign here, okay? So don't do that. I just put a plus sign so you could know the difference, but this is the better way to write that equation. All right, so we're going to do 0, 0, and this is going to rise from left to right, and I'm putting all these dots like that just to help me focus. I should have done that in black because it'll stand out just a little more. Okay, so those are all those dots right there. Okay, now y equals -x. That means you fall from left to right, and that's as pretty as it makes it. So 0, 0, and we're going to fall from left to right. And let's go in the other direction as well. All right, so it falls from left to right. Okay, so there we go there. All right, so that's a nice little refresher of those lines, how to draw those lines. Okay, let's go down to number 8. Okay, so please remember, if I'm only asking you for 1 point, only plot that 1 point. You'll save yourself tons of time. Okay, so for number 8, this is my 0, 0, so I'm just going to put a little X there to help me know where my center is. All right, let's plot the points. -4, 1, 2, 3, 4, +6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's your L. Make sure you take the time to make sure you have actually plotted that in the right spot. Reread the point. So that's a negative and then a +6. Yes. All right, that's L. -1, +8. That's your M. Okay, +1, +5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's your N. And -2, +3, 1, 2, 3. And that right there is your O. Uh-oh, this is a square, so make sure you're very mindful of where your coordinates are. It is very easy to switch the letters without realizing it. So make sure you're being mindful. Okay, so we are going to reflect over y equals 2. So here's the y-axis, here's y is 2. And that flips over this line. So I personally like to flip this so that the reflection line is vertical to me. All right, so O1 is 1 hop away from the orange. Go 1 more hop, and make sure you write down the letter O. Very important. L is 1, 2, 3, 4 hops away from the orange. 1, 2, 3, 4 hops, and that is the letter L. 1, 2, 3 hops from the orange. 1, 2, 3 hops. That's my new N. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 from the orange. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 from the orange. And that's my new M. Okay. And then take the time. Check that everything is where it's supposed to be. Okay. The L and the L, orange is right smack in the middle. O and O, the orange is in the middle. M and M, orange is in the middle. N and N, orange is in the middle. So I feel really good about this. Okay, flip it back to normal. Okay, now I'm going to draw my axis lines. I usually do them in a darker color. So here are the two arrows. So here's the first arrow. Here's the second arrow. And this time we're focused on the green. So I'm going to leave my thumb right there on the green so I know that I keep coming back home to here and not here. A lot of people go to the wrong spot. So I'm going to keep my finger right there, but it's kind of in the way, so I'll just put a pencil there instead. Okay, that should help us out. Okay, so now let's write down the answers. From here, from our center here, L is negative 1, 2, 3, 4. So negative 4, negative 2. Okay, and then our M is negative 1, negative 1, 2, 3, 4, negative 4. Okay, your N is positive 1, negative 1. And then O is negative 1, 2, positive 1. Okay, so that's our center. All right, sweet. Okay, let's go ahead and go to number 9. Let's go ahead and go to number 9. All right, so number 9, let's go ahead and plot all the points. So here's my center, my real center right there. Okay. I like to put a little X there. That helps me stay a little organized. All right, so positive 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, negative 1. All right, that's my Q. Okay, 6, positive 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, negative 1. That's my R. Positive 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, negative 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's my S. And T is positive 2, negative 6. And that's my T. Okay, I take my straight edge, connect the dots. All right, that's my original. Okay, so anyway, okay, and they said to reflect over y equals x. All right, so I'm going to use my pencil, make those little dots there. 1, 1. So this is rising from left to right because it's a positive x. Okay, and I'm going to use an orange line to connect those. Okay. So it's very important to put those little dots there because those are the points I'm going to be aiming for. I like to turn my reflection line vertical. Okay, so this is the person's head. We want the arms to be going down, both down. Okay, so now let's reflect each point. Okay, so I'm not going to go straight across because they're diagonal. That's a little dangerous, so I'm going to just make the arms. So Q is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And there's my new Q. R, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's my new R. Okay, T. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I blinked and kept moving, and I lost my spot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's my T. And then you do the same thing to S. All right. All right, so that's my answer right there. Okay, turn it back to normal. All right, and we want to darken our real axis lines. So here are the arrows. So we got this one, we got this one, and you're going to write down all the coordinates. So I'm just going to start you off. It'll be your job to finish it. Okay, from 0, 0 here, your Q is negative 1, positive 1, 2, 3, 4. So negative 1, positive 4. And it's your job to finish writing down those coordinates. Okay, let's flip to the next page. Okay, so we are now on page 3. We are now on page 3. We're on page 3 now. Okay, let's go and plot the points. Okay, and please remember, if I only ask you for 1 point, only do that 1 point. But this is our study guide, so we're going to do all of them. All right, so T is negative. So here, our center. Right there, I'm going to darken my axis lines because this is a rotation that will help us out a lot, and it's a rotation around the actual center. That means O, or origin, or you might see it as 0, and that's 0, 0. Okay, so let's go and plot our points. We have -6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, -2, 1, 2. Okay, so that is that's our T. All right, -3, 1, 2, 3, -3, 1, 2, 3. That is our U. -4, 1, 2, 3, 4, -6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's V. And then -7, -5. Okay, and that is our W. Okay, connect the dots. Oh, okay, so that right there. So be careful, this is a square. So why am I saying be careful? Because once you rotate it or put stuff in weird places, you guys like to get the coordinates backwards, the actual letters. So be very careful with that. Okay, so they said to rotate 270 degrees. If they don't tell you which way to go, you automatically go against the clock. So put your pen in the center, put your finger at the top. Your finger is going to the left. All right. I'm going to fold my paper so it doesn't smack my camera. All right, so let's try that again. Turn to the left. That's 90 degrees. That's 180 degrees. That's 270. And this is my new up. That's my new up. I don't want to have to redraw this again, so I'm just going to read it like this. All right, so where are those coordinates? So pretending that this is up, okay, where is the letter T? T is right here, so that would be -2. I'm going to write it here so I don't have to flip it back and forth all the time. TU and then VW. All right. All right, so T is -2. And then positive 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. And then U. U is negative. So here's U. -1, 2, 3. Positive 1, 2, 3. Hopefully you guys got the main idea. I want you to find the other two letters. So go find V and W. So that's your job. All right. Okay, let's go ahead and go to number 11. All right. So here's my center. And they're saying, oh, very important. They're saying rotate this around this rando point. Oh, we got to be careful. All right, so I'm not going to darken my axis lines. Not yet, anyway. All right, so let's go ahead and plot the points. So this is -3, 1, 2, 3, -4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's my Q. All right, and then we have +2, 1, 2, -3, 1, 2, 3. That's my R. +3, 1, 2, 3, -5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that right there is my S. I take my straight edge, connect the dots. All right, so this is my original. Okay, so now I'm going to take my my red pen, and I'm going to 1, 1 right there. Okay. Okay, so this is my fake 0, 0. So this is my fake 0, 0. Okay, and they said to rotate 270 degrees. So rotate 90, 180, 270. Okay, so these are going to be my fake coordinates. All right, let's write fake. So where are those fake coordinates? Okay, if we look at our fake coordinates, Q from this fake 0, 0 would be at -1. Let me use a pen here so you can see exactly where I'm pointing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's -5. So Q is at -5, comma. R is at, -5, +1, 2, 3, 4. So that's where the fake Q is located. Your fake R is at negative 1, 2, 3, 4, negative 1. Okay, your S is at negative 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, negative 1, 2. All right, so that's where the fake coordinates are. Now let's turn it back to normal and plot the fake coordinates from the fake axis lines. Okay, from the fake 0, 0. I'll leave my pen right there. Right here. Okay, so we're going to go negative. I'm trying to make sure I'm out of the way. All right, stay. Okay, so negative 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, positive 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That will be my Q. And it went, so it was at this quadrant. So this would be going against the clock. That would be 90, 180, 270. So yep, it's in the right spot. Okay, so that's Q. And then we would go from our fake 0, 0, negative 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, negative 1. Right there. And that would be my R. See how it's in this quadrant? We go 270 degrees against the clock. So 1, 2, 3. Yep, it's in this quadrant. That's good. Okay, and then your S, from your fake 0, 0, we go negative 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, negative 2. 1, 2. It was in this quadrant, 90, 180, 360. So it's in this part of the red. So yep, that works too. All right, connect the dots. Okay, now your final step. So we're going to darken our real axis lines. Focus on the green. Where are these points really located? So focus on the green. Your Q is at negative 1, 2, 3, 4. So negative 4 from your green, from your real axis lines, positive 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's really at negative 4, positive 5. So from your green, where's R really located? Okay, this is on the x-axis. It's on the x-axis, so xy. So it's at negative 1, 2, 3. So negative 3 is on the x, and then 0 is for the y. And then your S. Okay, from your real green, where is S? It's your job to put that in there. Okay? It's your job to put that answer in there. Okay, let's go to number 12. All right. So on number 12, let's go ahead and put these coordinates in there. So here's your 0, 0, your real 0, 0. Just fill X because it's going to be going around some rando point. So, okay, so let's go and plot our points. Negative 1, 2, 3, negative 1. That's my A. Okay, and then we have negative 1, negative 1. That's my B. Positive 1, negative 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's my C. And negative 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Negative 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That is my D. Okay, we're going to connect the dots. Okay, so your fake 0, 0 is at negative 2, 1, 2, positive 1. All right, I'm going to go ahead and make a fake axis lines right there. All right, and they said to rotate 90 degrees. They didn't say which way. Oh, wait, yes, they did. Those tricky little buggers. They said clockwise. So that's with the clock. So right now my thumb is at 12 o'clock. I'm going to go towards 1 o'clock because I'm going with the clock. And boop, there's 90 degrees. So here's how the picture is going to look right there. That's what the picture looks like. Okay, so where are our fake coordinates? So where are our fake coordinates? So let's go ahead and write it, our fake coordinates. So these are fake. All right, so A, B, C, D. So these are the fake coordinates. All right, so from our fake 0, 0. Okay, so from our fake 0, 0, A is at negative 1, 2. So negative 2, comma, positive 1. Okay, your B. So make sure you're putting stuff in the right spot. Your B is negative 2, negative 1. It's very easy to get these in the wrong spots. C is at negative 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So negative 5, comma, negative 1, 2, 3. Negative 3. And then D, negative 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Positive 1, 2, 3. So those are our fake coordinates. Okay, turn it back to normal. We're going to have to plot our fake coordinates. So from our fake 0, 0. So from our fake, we're going to plot our fake coordinates. So A is at negative 2, 1, 2, positive 1. And that's my A. Okay, B is at negative 2, negative 1. That's my B. C is at negative 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Negative 3, 1, 2, 3. Like that. That's your C. And then negative 5, positive 3, 1, 2, 3. That's my D. Be careful. It's very easy to get those individual coordinates backwards. Okay, so look, C was in this quadrant. We're going 90 degrees clockwise, so with the clocks. So boop, yep, there's C. D was right here. Boop, there's 180. It would be in the next quadrant in the red boxes. Okay, so now I know I'm doing this right. Okay, so let's darken our axis lines. Okay, and then, so I know those are the axis lines because of the arrows at the edge. Okay, so now let's figure out where these are really, truly located. So if this is my real 0, 0, A is at negative 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4. Positive 1, 2. Our B is on the x-axis. It's on the x-axis, so it should be with the x. So x comma y. Okay, so it will be your job to write down the rest of those coordinates. So you're in charge of B, C, and D. All right. Okay, now number 13. Number 13. Okay, so on number 13, let's see here. So here, there's 0, 0. Okay, so they want to know what would happen. What's a single transformation rule? Oops, let me go down a little bit. What's a single transformation rule that has the same effect as this composition? So I can take any picture whatsoever, and move it around doing this stuff right here. Now, they already gave me possible answers, and they're all reflections, so I can actually use a triangle, or I could just use a point. No matter what, I know that it's going to be one of these answers. So isn't that awesome? So I personally am just going to use a point, but feel free to use a triangle of some sort, like a 3x1 triangle. That's totally cool. All right, so I'm going to use, let's see, a point. It doesn't really matter where. Let's see, I'm going to use 3, positive 1. I'm just going to put a point right there. So at 3, positive 1, and now I'm going to do this action. So this is my first answer right here. So this is, I'm going to put a little 0 next to it. Okay, so then I'm going to take that, and I'm going to go 0, 4. So 0, 4, let's see, x, y. Okay, the 4 is with the y, so that means I'm going up or down, okay? So in this case, I'm going up. 4 hops. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that was my first action, which is a translation followed by reflect over y equals 2. All right, so here's the y-axis. Here's y is 2. Okay, let's smack that. So I need to reflect over that line. Okay, if I reflect over that line, that's 1, 2, 3 from the red line. 1, 2, 3. So I landed right here. So this is my start. All right. And this is my finish. Okay, so I want to know what was a faster way to go from black to blue. What's a faster way to go from black to blue? So was this a reflection over what? What did it reflect over? So going straight from black to blue did reflect over the y equals 2. Nope, I would have been over here. I mean, you should know already off the bat, like, going from black to blue, I want one on the left and the other one on the right. It doesn't matter where. And I reflected over this line. What's the name of that line? That is called the x-axis. I reflected over the x-axis. Okay, so x-axis. Awesome. Well, this is definitely not the x-axis. That's not the x-axis. This isn't. This isn't. Is y equals 0 another name for the x-axis? Yes, it is. And there's the answer. Okay, so I just picked a random point and I reflected over that. Okay. All right, sweet. Let's go ahead and go to page 4. Okay. So, all right, we're getting closer. We're getting closer to getting done. Awesome. Okay. All right, so we're going to go ahead and plot the points. Okay, now we have 2 graphs going on here. Okay, there's basically 2 reasons why there's 2 graphs. One is if you messed up, you can draw it on the other one. But the second reason is I want your final answer in this last one. That's what my intention is, but if you need this because you messed up, feel free to do that. But this should be your final answer all by itself, no other work, just your final answer. All right, so let's go ahead and do this. Okay, so let's go ahead and plot the coordinates. We're at positive 3, negative 2. So you're going to have like 4 problems just like this. That is your Q. So positive 3, negative 2. That's your Q. Negative 10, negative 2. That's your R. And positive 3, positive 10. That is our S. Oops, wrong spot. S. Nice large triangle right there. Okay, so now we're going to do, in red, we're going to rotate this 90 degrees counterclockwise. Okay. All right, so rotate this 90 degrees counterclockwise, so against the clock. So we go to the left. So, boop, 90 degrees. So this is my up right now. I don't want to have to redraw this. So let's just make this up from now on. So this is my up. All right, so this is up from this point on because I don't want to have to redraw this. Okay, so where are those coordinates? So, so you would take the time to write them down just to help yourself out. So just in case you get confused as to what happened, my Q was, so here's 0, 0. Sometimes it's hard to figure out, so connect the axis lines right here. So here's 0, 0. I like to put a little X right there. So that would be a positive 2, positive 3. Your R is a positive 2, negative 10. And your S is negative 10, positive 3. All right, so this is just going to be up from now on. Okay, so then it said to translate positive 3, positive 5. So I'm going to take each one of these points. I'm going to go positive 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's my new Q. All right, positive 3, 1, 2, 3, positive 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's my new S. Positive 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that is my new R. So this would be my new picture right there. Okay, so that's my new picture. Okay, now where are those coordinates in reality? Okay, so if this is my real 0, 0, right there, and I can make green lines if you like. There you go. All right, so we have your Q is at positive. Make sure you're counting the hops because sometimes the numbers being there is just screwing with you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So positive 5, and then positive 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So positive 8. So positive 5, positive 8. Okay, your R is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's positive 5. And then negative 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Negative 5. So positive 5, negative 5. And then your S. Make sure you count your hops. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Negative 6, positive 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So positive 8. Let me double check that one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's negative 7. Negative 7, positive 8. Negative 7, positive 8. Negative 7, positive 8. All right, so now that we have these coordinates, I want you to take the time to actually take your final answer and graph it. Take your final answer and graph it. So positive 5, positive 8, that's our Q. Positive 5, negative 5. Make sure you're plotting this in order. So Q, then R, and your S is at negative 7, positive 8. And that is S. And that right there is your final answer. Why does it look like this? Because before our picture, this was our up, and that looks exactly the same. Okay, so this right here is your final answer. That's your final answer. All right, let's go to number 15. Okay, so let's go ahead and plot our points. We have, so negative 10, positive 6. That is your D. We have negative 2, positive 6. That's your E. And negative 4, positive 9. That's your F. Take my straight edge, connect the dots. All right. Okay, so now the first thing that they want us to do is to translate this. So we're going to go positive 1, negative 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that right there is my D. Okay, positive 1, negative 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's my E. And, oops, wrong letters. Here, look, F is up here. This was F. This was E. D is right here. Positive 1, negative 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's my D. All right, so that was my first action right there. That was my first action. So this is my original. This is my first action. So that's my first action. And then you can take the time to write down the coordinates. Okay, so okay, next it says to flip over the x-axis. So this is actually the x-axis right here. So we're going to flip over the x-axis. D is already on the x-axis, so it just simply stays there. So D would stay right there. E is already on the x-axis. It would also stay there. And then F is 1, 2, 3 hops away. Go 1, 2, 3 hops away. So my F would be right here. Okay. So maybe I'll make that orange. Okay, and that's my second action. That right there is my second action. Okay, so now that was the second action. You probably want to write down the coordinates. Okay, but what I really want is the final coordinates. So then instead of reflect over the y-axis, reflect over the y-axis. So here's the y-axis. So E is 1 hop away, go 1 more hop, there's your E. F is 1, 2, 3 hops away, 1, 2, 3 hops away, there's your F. D is 9 hops away, go 9 more hops, and there's your new D. And there's your final answer. All right, so we need to write down where those coordinates are. And just to keep it a little organized, I'm going to draw green lines. All right, where are these located? Okay, your D is right here. That is on the x-axis. So it's on the x-axis, that's at 9, 0, and the number 9 is with the x. Okay, this is letter E, right here. That's letter E right there. So that's 1, 0. It's on the x-axis, so the number is with the x. Then F is positive 1, 2, 3, comma, negative 1, 2, 3, negative 3. All right, so those are our coordinates. So now what you have to do is give me the final picture. So all this work, you're going to have to plot the final picture. Okay, it's at 9, 0 is your D, 1, 0 is your E, and 3, negative 3, that was your F. Okay, and that right there is your final answer. Okay, we have one more page left. We have one more page left. We got this, guys. We are almost done. All right. Okay, so now we are on page 16. We're on page 5 of the study guide, number 16. All right, so here we go. Now, I gave you these graphs down here just to help you out in case you want to draw some examples to help you figure out what you need to do. Okay, so state the single transformation rule that has the same effect. All right, so I like to, now it's telling you to translate left 4 followed by reflection over y equals x equals negative 2. Sorry, not y. X equals negative 2. Okay, that means absolutely nothing to us. Those are just words. So the only way that this is going to make sense is to draw some triangle and just make up crap. So draw some triangle and then try this stuff out and then try to figure out how do you get from 0 to the final answer. All right, so I am going to plot a picture. I'm going to try to make it as easy as possible and just try to figure this out. So here is my my simple one. So I'm going to this is going to be work for 16. Just going to try stuff out. So let's see. I'm just going to make a 2 by, no, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 2 by 5 triangle. Just to try to figure stuff out. So let's see. So I'm going to go over 2, 1, 2, and then up 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I'm just going to put it right up there against the y-axis. I'm just making a triangle. So this is going to be my original, and it'd be really nice to label A, B, C. All right, so I'm going to zoom in. So this is number 16. I'm going to do whatever actions they told me to do. So first of all, they said to translate left 4. All right, let's just do that. 1, 2, 3, 4. So A would be here, B would be here, 1, 2, 3, 4. C would be right there. All right, so that was my first action. Okay, then the second action said reflect over x is 2. All right, so x is 2. X is negative 2. So here's the x-axis. Here's x is negative 2. Oh, sweet. It's actually where C is. I was just making up crap. I didn't know where it was going to land. Okay, so now I'm going to use blue. C would land right there in the same spot. B was 1, 2 hops away, 1, 2 hops away. B goes right back to where it was before. A would go 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, A lands exactly where it is. Okay, so now I want to know what was a faster way to go straight from 0 to blue. So black to blue. What was a faster way? Okay, this looks like a reflection because B stayed where it was, A stayed where it was, and then C flipped over. So the question is, what was a faster way? So I know for a fact it is a reflection. So reflect. And what did we reflect over? What's smack dab in the center of the C's, the B's, and the A's? What's smack dab in the center? This line right here. And what's the name of that line? That's the y-axis. So y-axis. And there's your answer. So I just drew some rando triangle, did stuff to it that it told me to do, and then I answered the question. All right, let's try again. All right, 17. All right, so 17. They said to translate left 1 down 2, so that's the first action, followed by another translation. Now, I know right off the bat what the answer is, but maybe you don't. So let's just draw something. 17. I'm just going to draw the same freaking triangle again. All right. 1, 2. Up 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's my A, my B, my C. Okay, they said to go left 1, down 2. 1, 2. There's my A, left 1, down 2. 1, 2. There's my B, left 1, down 2. There's my C. All right, so that was my first action. Oh. Okay, and then the second action said to go right 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then down 2. 1, 2. There's my new A. 1, 2, 3, 4, down 2, 1, 2. There's my B. 1, 2, 3, 4, down 2. There's my C. Okay, so what was a faster way to go from the black to the blue? What was a faster way? Well, it looks like a slide to me. That's a translation. It's a translation. So what's a faster way to go straight from A, the black A to the blue A? Well, I would have gone right 1, 2, 3. And I would have gone down 1, 2, 3, 4. So negative 4. So translate 3, negative 4. So translate 3, negative 4. Okay. Make sure that you do not do positive 3, negative 4. That would be wrong. Okay. Do not put a plus sign in front of there. Okay. Let's try 18. All right. 18. They say translate down 5 and then reflect over y equals 5. All right. Let's do this again. So if I make the same triangle, there's a chance. So I'm going to show you an example. I did this over here, and look, I flipped over. So sometimes you are going to go off the picture because you're making up this picture. So I did this picture before, and I flipped up and above this sucker. So that is a possibility. You could still figure it out. Your picture's not always going to work. I mean, I was still able to figure it out. It didn't hurt anything. So, so I'm just going to fold it down this time so it wouldn't be that bad of a flip. Okay, so here we go. So I'm going to make up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm just going to fold it down this way so I know that it fits this time around. Okay, so we have, I'm pretty sure it'll fit. All right, so this is my A, my B, my C. Okay, so it says to go down 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's my A. There's my B. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's my C. Okay, and then it says reflect over y equals 5. I should have gone higher again. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, should have. All right, it's gonna flip off this picture again. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is a bad picture yet again. So what I could do is I could redraw this, or I can just suck this up and redo this, or I can just keep working out. Just fake it till we make it. Doesn't really matter. Maybe let's see. See A 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3. A is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So there's my A. My B 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. There's my B. C 1 2 3 4 5 6 5. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. There's my C. Okay, so I went off the graph yet again. Doesn't really hurt anything. Okay, I have a nice rough idea about this. So what's a faster way to get from the black to the blue? Okay, no matter what, I know that's a reflection. So that's a reflection. Now, where is the middle of that reflection? So this is from the old A to the new A is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 hops. Okay, so smack dab in between 11 hops, so 11 divided by 2 is 5.5. So 1 2 3 4 5.5. So right there. Right. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11. 1 2 3 4 5.5. Boom. So here is the reflection line. So I'll do that in yellow, orange. Okay, now where is that really located? That's at 1 2 3 4 5 6 7.5. That's at 7.5 in reality. So I reflected over y equals 7.5. Okay. All right. So, okay. And then finally, number 19. Okay. Let's figure this out. I'm just going to make, let's make a picture. I'm going to go 1 2 3. 1 2 3 4 5. And then up 1 2 3 4 5. Okay. So this would be, A, B, C. So I just made up a new triangle. All right, we're going to reflect over the y-axis. So reflect over the y-axis, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's my A. B, 5 and 5. And C is 3, 1, 2, 3. There's your C. Okay, and then it said reflect over the x-axis. So C would still be in the same spot. B would be in the same spot. And A, 5, right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And there's my A. Okay, so what does this look like it did? That looks like it rotated. So rotated, and in how many degrees? So I'm just going to focus on my A. A went against the clock. So you always go against clock. This is 1, so that's 90 degrees. That's 270, or that's 180. So 90, 180, 270. So we only went 180 degrees. All right, so we rotated 180 degrees. Okay, last four problems. Okay, so we got, okay, so what happened here? Okay, so this is not a rotation because of, if I just use a little scrap sheet of paper, we'll see this a little better. So, right, if I rotated this, boop, boop, or if we even go in the other direction, boop, boop, that's not the same thing. So rotation didn't work. So the only other thing is reflection, and it reflected over this. All right, and what's the name of that line? See, that's smack dab in the center, right? What's the name of that line? That is a reflection of y equals a negative x. Okay, this one, Okay, so this is a reflection because I'm going to put one on the L on the left and L prime on the right. Okay, we're going to find all the middles. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So 2's in the middle. Boom, right there. Right there in the middle. Right there in the middle. So this is a reflection line right there. Okay, so what is the name of that reflection line? That it smacked the y-axis, and it smacked it at y equals 1. Okay, 2 more problems. Okay, this one. So you might think this is a reflection, but look, if I, the middle is over here, R is the middle over here, T is the middle over here, so that doesn't quite work. So it's not a reflection. It's a translation. It just slid. So that's translation by how much? I'm going to use the letter R. Now, here's the important thing. Which way are we going? So here's the old one, here's the new one, and I know it's the new one because it has the primes on it. Okay, so starting with the old one, you have to go left or right first, then up and down. So I went right 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I went down 1, 2, 3, 4. So -4. So 6, -4. And finally, what happened here? Okay, so how did I get from 1 to 2? How did I get from 1 to 2? Okay, so that's definitely a reflection. So I reflected over, that's the y-axis. Then, how did I get from 2 to 3? Okay, so that is a rotation. And it rotated just 9, it went either 90 degrees clockwise, or I would go 1, 2, 3, so 270. So that'd be 270 counterclockwise. So this is one answer, or I would have to say reflect over the y-axis, then, and I would have to be specific, rotate 90 degrees clockwise. I would actually have to say the word clockwise. Okay, but this would have been the better answer. Okay, so that final page with all page 6 where it has all these graphs, that's if you messed up. You could always do it on this page. So like when we messed up on number 18, we ran out of room. We could have tried all these different things. All right, so I hope this helped out. I hope maybe you watched this at a faster speed, or that you broke this up into 2 days of doing notes. Hope this really helps you out. Other than that, you guys have a wonderful time studying for your test, which is tomorrow. Hopefully by you copying this down, you have a nice rough understanding. Trust me, I want you guys to pass. Just fake it till you make it, and you will do fine. All right, have a great day.